Welcome to episode 25 of the movie Lighthouse, shining a light through the fog of film. My name's James.
His name's James.
Oh, I'm losing my voice.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like it.
It's quite a good sound on you though, James.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll start recording some music.
I've noticed a theme. One theme.
Yeah.
Actually, two themes.
Who are you, by the way?
I'm Laurie.
Hello, Laurie.
I'm Wyndham.
Oh, he is. Look, it is him.
So what's the theme?
Well, we're all wearing black.
Yes, we are.
We are all wearing black.
You're looking particularly jazzy.
You're losing your voice. Wyndham, what are you losing?
My hearing.
And I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
There we are.
So we're all losing something.
What a beautiful weird... Is it synergy or synchronicity?
I think it's
It's
synchronized decay.
There you
old
go.
age. Is what
it
No,
is.
it's none of that. It's none of that. There's
Hey,
a
guess
turn
what?
in the universe.
It's our second birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
today.
Yeah.
Today?
Oh,
Actually,
bravo.
today.
Yeah. So yeah, happy birthday. I think it's today, or it's very close to today.
It's totally today.
I kind of get the feeling that our birthday is a bit like a cat's birthday. You've got a vague idea of the month, and anywhere in that month is
It's
fine.
October, isn't it? But it's always before October because our first episode we were getting excited about
It is
Halloween.
today, I'm pretty sure, because
I
I
think
think in
it-
the diary.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so
Oh, happy
Wow.
birthday,
so to
guys.
celebrate, I've got a little quiz.
Have you?
Oh!
Oh, I love
Has it
these
got a theme
unexpected
tune?
things.
Flipping heck.
I always like how good we are at these things that James springs on us. He
Yeah.
in no way gets annoyed with us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
make it
but then he expects us to give him an answer.
I know.
Right, so rules of the quiz.
Okay.
All right,
Rules.
so I'm going to give you a line from a film, and if you know the film, you've got to shout your name out, and then I'll say, okay.
Is
And
this
then-
just for Laurie?
That's for both of you.
Oh, okay.
Would be no point
He was just
of shouting
maintaining
his
eye
name out.
contact
Okay.
with me.
Because I know you get it. If I don't concentrate on it completely, it just won't pick up the rules of the game. It's very straightforward. All right, there's only 12 of them.
Okay.
So,
12?
yeah.
Okay, let's do
Oh, no, there's
6.
15.
Let's do 6.
Let's see how quickly
Oh,
we
it'll be
get
good. It won't take long.
Let's see how painful it is.
All right. Question 1. Number 1. Eat your food, Tina, is a famous quote from which film?
Your food, Tina.
Anyone?
Pass.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
No,
Have you
I've
seen
never.
Napoleon?
I've seen it once.
I've seen bits of it.
Met the guy who did the soundtrack and he called me a schmuck.
After all, tomorrow is another day.
After all, tomorrow is another
Oh,
day.
that's a classic, isn't it?
No, you're thinking of maybe tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Maybe today. Yellow beans, potato.
Yeah, past.
Gone with the wind.
Gone with the
what I
wind.
mean,
Oh! But soon for the rest of your life. No.
Apollo Creed versus the Italian Stallion. Sounds like a damn monster movie.
Wyndham.
Yeah.
Rocky.
Well done, Win.
1.
1 point. Okay. Even the smallest person can change the course of the future.
Wyndham. Dark Crystal.
No. Do you want to have a guess?
No.
It's going to be something.
Even the smallest person can change the course of the future.
Oh, for God's sakes. He's waving his hands around like I totally know it. I'm sorry.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, right. Oh,
that's
yes,
the
of
question.
course.
Bloody
Yeah.
Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya.
Wyndham.
With him.
Princess Bride.
Yes.
Yes.
2 points.
I am completely operational and all my circuits are functioning perfectly.
Oh, that sounds a little bit Battle Beyond the Stars, doesn't it?
I'm
Well,
completely
that'd be
operation
a
on
bit
my
saucy.
It's
circuits.
about as far away as Battle Beyond the Stars as you can possibly
Wyndham.
get.
2001.
Well, you're not allowed to say it. Unless you say
I was
no.
channeling Wyndham. I've lost my mind.
I never really thought of myself as a freak, you know, but I love to freak.
Footloose.
Easy Rider.
Ah,
Do you
Easy
know what? Never seen
Rider.
Easy Rider.
That's good, and it's a good one. It is a good one actually. It can be a little bit cringy, but it can be really quite good as well.
I'm single. I love being single. I haven't had this much sex since I was a Boy Scout leader.
Oh.
Big.
Say your name. Flipping heck.
All right. Oh, I recognise that line as well. I don't
Naked
know.
Gun.
Naked Gun.
I'll have what she's having.
Wyndham.
Yeah.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yes. I'm king of the world. Oh, come on.
Gigantic.
Are you trying to be funny?
Wyndham.
Yeah.
Titanic.
Yes. Is that what you were just being clever with?
No, I was being really dumb.
All right, nearly done. I've done some things in my life I'm not proud of, but this is the first time I've ever felt in real danger of hell. I wouldn't have got it from this, and I know the film very
No,
well.
I can't get it from you.
Don't know.
Green Mile.
There you are.
It's
Last
a film that was
one.
on TV recently.
And I saw this recently, actually. Let's all just put our guns down and settle this with a conversation.
Blazing Saddles.
No. It's the first film by Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, right. So that is your Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
God, I got one in right at the end.
Not really. Can I
Don't say your
you?
name.
Yeah. Win. Well done.
Oh, thanks for the quiz, though, man.
You're
What made
welcome.
you pick those films? Or did you just download a list?
He totally didn't pick those films.
No, he just downloaded a
Yeah.
list.
He's copied and pasted that shit.
Or is actually that an insight to James's favourite 15 movies ever?
Don't pull back the curtain.
Leave the curtain where it is.
Right. And have we got any news?
Hi, hon. How's it going?
There's news out there.
Is that?
Yeah.
I've got a bit of news.
Go on, Edwin.
New English female director Rose Glass
Oh, yeah.
has just won the IWC Schaffenhauser Filmmaker Bursary Award
I love that bursary award.
for her film Saint Maud, horror movie.
Saint Maud.
Saint Maud, yeah. It is about a devout nurse who becomes a full-time carer of a chronically ill dancer.
Oh.
Danny Boyle said, a thrilling cinematic journey through madness, faith and death.
Well,
It's
we'll
got
watch
loads
to
and
see
loads
that.
of positive hype around all the not Cannes, what's the
Cannes.
Sundance and London Film Festival and
Oh, right,
all
okay.
those kind of things.
Yeah,
One
cool.
to look out for. I tried to find a trailer for it.
Yeah.
It's not big enough yet.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
But yeah,
Well, the film isn't big enough.
apparently not. It's quite low key.
To
low
be
budget,
allowed a trainer.
but
Trainer?
They haven't put it on YouTube
Oh.
yet.
Right,
But
okay.
It's
female
coming.
British
So what's it called again?
movie maker, Saint Maud.
St. Maud.
St. Maud.
Yeah.
Right.
One to look out for.
So the movie Lighthouse has done quite well, isn't it? There's a lot of hubbub. It came out, what, 3-4 weeks ago?
What
you know,
are
you've got
talking
William
about?
Dafoe and the guy from Twiglet in
It's
it.
not called the movie
It's
Lighthouse.
the movie Lighthouse.
Very good.
No?
Very
I
good.
keep tagging every time I see it come up on my feed. I tag the movie Lighthouse. And people are like, oh, that looks interesting. And they hear us babbling on.
Which one is this? It's not the one with Gerard Butler as well, is it? 'Cause
I
he's
think
done
it's
one
a
about
two-man
Lighthouse.
act. They're basically in a lighthouse, very paranoid kind of affair, black and white. William Dafoe's always interesting, and Ed Patterson, Richard Patterson, someone Patterson, Twiglet guy.
Oh yeah, Robert
He's
Pattinson.
quite chopsy, you know. He's worked with Cronenberg and all that stuff, so this is supposed to be quite a good film.
Well, we
so.
should definitely watch
The
it. It's
Lighthouse
based-
got good reviews.
Evidently, bearing in mind this is what, our second birthday?
Yeah.
We have evidently kicked off
Influenced.
something
Oh,
in-
absolutely.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
movie making, because this isn't the only, there's a Gerard Butler, I apologise for using his name.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's supposed to be alright.
Yeah.
Another three-hander,
Yeah. Stuck
mostly
in a-
three-hander, stuck in a lighthouse. I think it's in black and white.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
So
We
do
need
you
to
think
get a
they
little bit more
listened-
paranoid.
They listened to our podcast and came up
I
with
think
the
that must
idea.
be-
Absolutely, it's a great idea. I mean,
There's three of us.
Do you think we'll get any money from them?
look at the views.
We can
Look
but
out that
ask.
window now. Look at it. Fucking
I
seagull.
didn't think we had windows because
He's
everyone
got his
remember.
crochet again. Look at it. Get out of
Funny
How
it.
does the light
windows.
get out?
How does the light get?
And
out?
it's at the top.
You are.
Yeah, I know, but it's not just an exposed light, is it?
You just keep your wick trimmed and burning.
No,
and
it's
it
got
just
a
does
bit.
the
It's
rest.
got glass all around the edge of it. That's
Is
it.
that not
Have you
illegal?
not been up there?
Any other news?
There is some news. So basically, I believe it's tomorrow on BBC. Can't remember what channel, but you've got a BBC adaptation of The War of the Worlds.
Is it coming out? Is it tomorrow?
Yes.
Just a note to say that the information that Laurie has just given you is absolutely wrong.
It's the 6th of October. And it looks quite interesting. They've set it in the Victorian period. I don't think you're going to be following the guy that's having dinner with his wife and his brother's in London or whatever. You're not going to be following him. I think you're going to see it from Rafe Spall and his lover's perspective. But yeah, I think it looks quite good. It might have that Doctor Who quality about it, but I think it's going to be really good Sunday fun. So that looks quite good. That's tomorrow, as I say.
Okay. Well, it won't be tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
You'll have to catch it on iPlayer, probably.
You will. A little bit of other news.
I've got a little bit of news.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Sad news.
Go on.
Diane Carroll died yesterday. Diane Carroll, who was Oscar nominated for... can't remember. I'll find out. But, no.
Good Lord, man.
She was important because she was the first female black actress to play a part in mainstream US TV that was not a servant. She was in Dynasty and all sorts of stuff.
Okay, she's a TV actress.
Died at 84 yesterday, so yeah.
Well, that's sad.
Diana Carroll. Bless her. Have you heard the Scorsese's film that he's working on with Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, all that, The Irishman?
Right.
Oh,
It's been bowling around for years, and it's all there. It's in the can. It's going to be released any minute now. But there's, that new technology where we saw basically Jack Nicholson, Jim Carrey's face superimposed onto Jack Nicholson.
Yes.
And it's stunning.
Is that deep fake stuff?
Yeah, deep fake. Yeah, stunning. However, I did notice where you've got this sort of deadness in the eyes. There's just something. If you look right at the eyes, there's like something just missing.
Or is that Jack Nicholson or Jim Carrey?
Maybe. Well, I don't know. But this is what I found out. The delay in The Irishman is because there's a lot of scenes where it's young, De Niro, young Al Pacino or whatever, and they've used this new technology, which is super, super exciting. But there's this deadness in the eyes. But why I'm excited about that technology is effectively what you've got all these characters from film history, where we've got problems of, I'm going to say it, Star Wars, the original Star Wars, obviously the guys have got older now, so you can't have. But one day we're going to get to where the technology is good enough, you can literally download 35-year-old Harrison Ford playing this character, doing that.
Well, hold on a minute.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but whose right is it to download? Maybe.
No, they're having a stake. Yeah, of course, there will be money involved and all that.
Do we need that?
I don't know. That's what this technology. It's got that good. I mean, I know it's only a little deep fake example, but that Shining bit looked amazing. However, obviously, I suppose the pudding is a full film, which is The Irishman, which is going to expose this technology. There is a problem with it. But anyway, I thought I'd mention that. And super quickly as well, the Northern Lights, that's coming out on November the 3rd. So that's the first book of his Dark Materials.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get that. Again, I think it's a BBC production, but that should be quite cool.
A film or a series?
It's a series.
I'm cheating. I'm sorry.
You can talk about
that wasn't me trying to catch you out. I was just trying to...
I do know it's got Lin-Manuel Miranda in it, who wrote Hamilton.
Oh, cool. He's there. Oh, that's cool. I think James McAvoy.
Oh, he
plays...
yeah, that's true.
Astral, doesn't he?
Azrael.
Azrael.
Oh, something like that.
It's something like Azrael, I think he's an angel, but yeah.
Ariel.
Lord Azrael.
Ariel.
Whatever.
Lord Azrael, that's it.
James was tipping his head back.
Alan Moore was on Six Music last night. Alan Moore did 2 hours of it.
Did you listen to it?
I just caught the ending, but I've downloaded it. I'm ready to go. Next week on Friday, you've got Neil Gaiman. So, yeah. But I think Alan Moore must have put in a really good turn because he's got some stuff to say.
Yes, yeah. They're subbing in for Iggy Pop, aren't they?
That's it. Did you hear it?
No.
Damn it!
You're the one that told us all about it, Wayne.
Well, I raised it because I thought the man here, Laurie, would be interested.
All over the Alan Moore. One last little thing.
Yeah,
we're going to see in November, early November, a thing called another media platform called Disney Plus.
Right.
Okay. So what we've got here, we've got a subscription Disney Plus. So it could actually imply that they're going to hoard everything back that Disney owns. And recently in Sainsbury's, you get these fucking cards.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. It's
you
no
get these,
secret.
You get these fucking cards. They own everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And it's all going to be on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm not going to get it.
No.
Are you not?
No, hell.
No, I agree.
I'm going to get it because of The Mandalorian.
You're going to get it presumably because of your kids.
What? No, I know. I'm getting
You're
it.
going to go, we don't need it for me, but I might enjoy some of the things on there.
It's The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
There's going to be a splurge of bad TV.
And apparently, the MCU have, which is Disney as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have done a deal with Sony that means Spider-Man can be in the Avenger type movies moving forward, because there was a concern that Tom Holland might never play Spider-Man again because the end of the deal, the deal had come to an end and they had yet to sign a new one, but apparently they have agreed.
They've agreed he's going to continue in that world, which is cool. He should be there. But I can't remember what director said, actually. These Marvel movies, they're not films. It's not cinema. What director said that? They recently said it. It's like, that's not cinema. It's hokum. Anyway.
I wasn't a big fan of Endgame. I thought it was boring.
Yeah, well, yeah. I have actually no thirst to go and watch it. I'm sure it might come out at Christmas on Sky, so I'll check it there.
Yeah. All right. Is that it?
Think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go in the beam. So this is a bit where each of us chooses something that we've watched recently to recommend.
Oh, look at his little voice. Have you got any lockets?
I don't, and I'm drinking the Lemsips.
Are you taking anything for it?
We've got some water.
Great.
Anyway, should we get on with this?
All right, yeah.
Right.
Keep those vocal cords moist.
In the beam.
Wyndham, come on,
Yes.
what have you got?
So I was struggling with this until last night, and it's not particularly on genre, and it is something that you've spoken about before, but I finally watched Bohemian Rhapsody.
And you're putting it in the beam!
It's good.
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant film. Did you not like it?
When I first watched it, I was like, I really liked it. I even blubbed it a couple of times. The second time you watch it, you think, yeah, it's alright. And the third time you watch it, you know, like the King's Speech, it's just like, oh my god, it's all just tied up, it's all perfect, it's all,
Well, I've only watched
It's
The King's
fun.
Speech once, and I've only watched Bohemian Rhapsody
Yeah, I'm not
once.
going to watch it again.
Yeah, it's one of those ones.
Yeah, so if you
You
haven't
liked
seen
it.
see it. If you have,
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah.
I think
The Ritual I saw not too long ago, I forgot to tell you,
Oh, yeah?
that's really good fun, isn't
It's
it?
good, isn't it? Yeah.
It's good
the,
fun.
the problem with Bohemian Rhapsody is then they brought out Rocket Man, which is the Elton John biopic,
Which is supposed to be better.
brilliant. Yeah, it's very, very good.
Yeah.
So then if you start comparing the two, and also it's that whole thing about changing events around and making stuff up in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Very much so. They made
which
it all
is a
very...
bit cheeky, really.
And
I suppose it's fine, but it does
No,
sort
it's
of
not.
affect...
We talked about this. It's
It
not
affects
fine.
the legend.
If you're doing a biopic about
Yeah.
someone's life, you can't just make things up to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or
Well, you can, because they have.
Well, yeah, you
they
can,
should.
but you shouldn't, because
What did they give a disclaimer at the beginning? Based on a
We
true
we
person.
spoke about this last time.
Oh, okay.
Based on a true story, go, yeah, but you're just making that up.
Based on a true person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's that you've computer generated.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one more little bit of news. Chris Morris has got a new film out.
Yes, he has.
Yes, forgot the name of it, but that looks cool. Check it. Something Days.
Well, that's really good news.
It's about the FBI fucking over basically the everyman, the innocent, the local town
Creating
man.
terrorists, basically.
Yeah,
because
just so
need
they
to win.
can. Yeah, they
Just
just.
I don't know the name of it.
These are the days. These were the days of my face. The day shall come. There you go. I'll shut up now.
All right, good stuff. All right, what's your in the beam choice?
So we chose for this podcast. We got 1988, didn't we? And whenever we choose a subject in a
For those
category,
who can't see us, we're just glared at each other suspiciously, wondering where this was going.
right. So basically, at the end of the podcast, we have to pick one of your balls, don't we? And that ball represented the year 1988, and we had to make our film choices.
Right,
Whenever we,
people know how this works. We've been doing it for 2 years.
Are you,
I'm
are
not
you
even
saying,
on that bit. What
are you about
are
to
you talking
say
about?
you were going to propose one that got away?
yeah.
Oh, right, you choose. Right.
So whenever we do make a choice, whatever, I always think, oh bloody hell, I've chosen the wrong ones.
Right.
Anyway, so I
Which
did.
is absolutely true for this one.
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
No, that's not
Right,
true.
get on with it.
Anyway, so I did a bit of research, and there's a film called Pin that caught my eye.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
P-I-N,
yeah.
1988, director Sanjor Stern. I'd never heard of it, and I was just.
I saw it in the 80s, I think.
You
Or
see,
certainly
you're
early
awesome.
90s.
You're always on it. You went to see Candyman in the cinema, didn't you?
I did.
Well, did you see Hellraiser 2 at the cinema as well?
No.
You've seen some amazing stuff. You were like on the front line, weren't you? You were switched on.
Get on with what you
No,
say.
but it's true.
So Pin, it's harder for me to be horrible to you.
Oh no, that's fine. That's how we roll. So Pin, just like the kind of like the buzz that I was hearing about, it was just like sort of creepy, whatever. I didn't have a clue what it was. Put it on last night actually, and very 1988. So you've got that kind of sort of that keyboard, that film scoric kind of keyboard. It reminds you of sort of Twin Peaks.
Stranger Things.
Well, no. That's sort of earlier 80s. That's Carpenter Valve keyboard.
Right.
This is a very film score, Twin Peak, Puppet Master kind of soundtrack. Anyway, and then you've got John Locke, who's the dad of these two kids.
John Locke?
John Locke
from Lost.
Lost, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Otherwise
young
known
John
as
Locke.
Terry O'Quinn.
That guy.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm rewatching Lost at the moment.
And?
Well, this is the third time I've rewatched it. It's the third time I've watched it.
And do you get pissed off at the same point?
I get bored at the same point, really, yeah. But I do quite like it.
It's when we've got into the bunker, isn't it? And it starts going, oh, this is Hokan.
What I quite like, about Lost, is if they did a more condensed version where they took out all the bits from people's past and all the bits from people's future and just had the bit with them on the island.
You got forward wine?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Pin's good, yeah?
So Pin's good, yeah. Yeah. So John Locke is like this kind of stern dad. The mum's a cleaning freak. They're like horrible parents to these two kids. But dad is this doctor, and in his surgery, there's this anatomically correct surgical doll that's just sat in the corner, and it's probably the second scene of the film. And it's all set up quite naturalistic, normal, real world kind of stuff, as it were. But this doll starts talking in the middle of this doctor giving a diagnosis to one of his patients, and they're quite happily talking to this doll who speaks in this kind of kiss.
Yeah, it's coming back to me now. It's been a long time since I saw it.
And he's very like that, doctor, da da da. And these two kids are obviously...
Don't give away the story.
No, I won't. And these two kids are very, aware of this character. And this doll is called Pin, and he's part of their family. He gives them presents at birthdays and all this stuff. They talk about Pin. And as the film goes on, you realise, wait a minute, actually, this is psycho. This is schizophrenia stuff that goes into the kid.
What it is.
It's a really, really, really good film.
Well, I'd like to borrow it and rewatch it.
It's really good. Pin.
Okay.
It reminded me of the Babadook, it reminded me of Psycho, obviously, and there's some really cool stuff in it.
Great.
Pretty good.
Well, I've seen quite a lot this month, but I think I'm gonna choose the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. Because we haven't really
it's not a film, but
I know, but I think we should talk about it because it was just brilliant. Has everyone seen it?
I saw first episode.
Oh man, he's petered out.
I really did. We not enamoured.
Yeah.
Well, I probably should try the next episode.
I mean, it is very good. I mean, I really enjoyed it.
I'm 8 episodes in,
right?
And what I find interesting about that compulsion to watch it, whereas now, you have like TV series coming out, like The Catcher, let's say, or something that has a hook, keeps you intrigued. Whereas the position of this one is kind of weird because we know how it's going to end. We know, and which is like...
You mean like a bit like the Star Wars prequels?
Oh yeah. So, but it's kind of that excuse to go back to that world, to rip it open and get more of a context of what's going on.
It'll be interesting to see how it does pan out because they kind of, in the last episode, without giving any spoilers away.
Oh wow, is there still room?
Well, they kind of make out that there's still hope. So I think some of these characters will probably survive in some way, and we just, but who knows? But I think it's very well made. It's great to see Ogra in it. She's brilliant.
Yeah.
And obviously, did you know he's doing the voice of the Chamberlain?
So that's Simon Pegg, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he does a cracking job.
He sounds just like him.
He's a cracking job. Really, really good. It was said that one of our listeners said that he's slightly... tips it. Oh no, this is another one.
Okay.
There's actually 3. I'm going to mention the third one later.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right, so there we go.
But no, it's really good. It's really respectful to the original material.
It is.
It's
It'll
absolutely...
be interesting to know whether we get another series because they haven't actually been commissioned for another series yet.
Yeah.
And it took about 2 years to make that one.
Yeah.
But they say, as they always do say, that the scripts are ready to go.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm sure they will get another series.
What I find interesting though, so I mean, over the past 4 weeks, something like that. This I should know her name, but I can't remember. I'm sorry. Is it Greta, the Swedish 16-year-old eco activist?
Oh yeah,
Greta Thunberg. There you go. So she's a big deal. She's suddenly everything. Basically, that the original film, right, is very more straightforward, where you've got this horrible consuming fucking assholes, and then spirituality, earth, nature, and they're just consuming, and that's very much a hot thing right now. And that TV series isn't as obvious, but it's going in that same place because the Skeksis are basically us, consuming fucks.
okay.
Do you know what I mean? Well, maybe not us, but like way we're currently doing things. You know what I mean? And there's our little Greta Gelfling, saying stop it. Do you know what I mean? So it's a similar kind of thing. So hopefully that's getting into the zeitgeist. But I'm only 8 episodes in, but I'd love to see that get heavier and get more
Well,
apparent.
there's only like 9 episodes or something, or 10, isn't there?
Oh, is there? I thought it was like a good 14.
No, I can't remember. Anyway, alright then, let's do On the Rocks.
Love on the rocks ain't no surprise.
Okay, so, right, I'll give my one first.
Yeah, go on.
So, I saw a film which I was shocked and appalled at.
Goodness.
I mean, I can't...
Are you going to say the Joker?
Don't even understand that. I don't even understand how they managed to get away with putting this together.
Are you going to say the Invisible Kid too?
No, I'm not. I'm going to say The Haunting of Sharon Tate. Has anyone seen it?
Ah.
Right,
I
so...
think I have. Is this like on a farm?
No.
Oh.
So, Sharon Tate was the either wife or girlfriend of Roman Polanski.
That's it. She got
and
murdered.
she was murdered by the Manson family
Yeah.
in 1968, 1969, I think.
Yeah.
Now, this film starts like 3 days before these murders. And Sharon Tate, and it's based in, at the house, all this kind of stuff. And Sharon Tate's having these nightmares about her getting murdered.
Whoa.
And they're becoming more and more strong. And then the premise of the film is she's so aware of these things are about to happen. When they actually come to invade the house, she knows
sort of
what's
plays
gonna happen.
along.
So they manage to change things so they get away. And
What do you mean? What? She gets away?
all the people that were killed, because there were 4 people killed, I think, that night. Sharon Tate, the groundskeeper, and then 2 of her friends.
Wow.
And so they all survive. And then they do this thing at the end where they go, well, the world, the universe is full of, different possibilities.
Oh, that's a bit silly for them to say
I
that.
thought it was very distasteful. It's one thing to do, like, maybe a bad pick of 10 Millington Place or something, with...
Yeah, which has always
or,
upsetted me, but...
Yeah, or even, like, Rose and Fred West or something.
Yeah.
They haven't done that yet, have they? Oh, no, they had. They did that. They did it with Dominic West, didn't
they?
Yeah.
So, having something which kind of tells you the facts, but...
Then completely...
I mean, if you were Roman Polanski...
Yeah.
Did you watch this?
There's something about this, though. Go on.
I know IMDb is not the only authority on this, but it gets a shocking 2.9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Which is... Anything over about 7.5 on IMDb tends to be worth a watch.
Yeah.
2.9 is really shit.
What I find really interesting about that is them doing that. That's my favourite Tarantino film that you were mentioning earlier. My favourite Tarantino film is probably Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
And there's a scene right near the end where basically they're starting to burn the cinema. And the film that this Jewish woman, she's set up the cinema to basically burn and kill everyone, all these horrible Nazis in there. And as the flames are burning and the smoke is billowing, the film that she's projecting is actually on the flames. And it's of her, this Jewish person, saying, as the Jews, we're going to die, you bastard sons of bitches. And as that's going on, this guy bursts in, and there's Hitler sat in the box, and he shoots Hitler in the face He shoots Hitler's face to pieces whilst this Jewish thing is cinemas on the smoke and they're going, fuck you, you Nazi bastard. It was one of the most amazing cinematic moments I've seen in my life.
That's very different because Hitler is...
Yeah.
For a start, he's been long dead for ages, but also he's a victim of... He's a figure of hate.
Yeah, a figure of hate.
So,
but this awful murder that I think about this poor woman and this mad psycho and his bunch of bastards. There's this little dream, this little story where she lives. I don't know. Is it disrespectful? I think it definitely can be. It can be construed that way. But it's quite interesting that they did that. That's what I think.
Wyndham, have you got anything?
I've seen a lot of crap, actually.
Don't talk too much about the crap.
So much so, I'm struggling to figure out which one to say.
Oh, right.
But I am going to go with what I was really hoping would be a kind of comedy horror, bit light-hearted, bit gory, but it's called Cannibals and Carpet Fitters.
You did it. You pushed play on that.
It's just good. Bad script. I don't need to tell you the premise because it's in the title.
Yeah.
It does bring me to a point that I'm going to come onto with the films we're going to talk about as well.
Yeah.
Why hire bad actors? There are enough wannabe actors out there. Why do you have to hire bad ones? You don't
know the politics. It might be Danny owns the studio.
Could have been, but it's it's on Now TV. It's probably a Sky original.
Good on you for pushing play on that.
It's just not. It should have been. It could have been just one of those nice, quirky little. Oh, that's quite funny. And
is it 2019?
Yeah, it's yes, and it's just.
I suppose when you've got like a modern day kind of film, and you see a title like that. Yeah, it's definitely going to be 50-50.
It was 2017 it came out.
Right.
And it basically was a really... I was watching bits of it and I'm thinking, well, you're kind of lifting a bit of Texas Chainsaw Massacre or these American films where there's a family of...
Do you think they came up with the name of the film because it was alliteration?
And then had to make the film based on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, Laurie?
I don't think I've seen anything shit.
I've got something else I can give you.
Temple was really good. That's not a film. Temple was really good.
That's shit.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's overlong, boring, and not.
See now, Overlong, I'm more than happy with.
It's not. It's just pumped full of pointlessness.
Is it?
And all of the charm of the first one has gone, and it's just not very good. And also, it's CGI. It's like a cartoon.
Really?
Like
I heard there's a bit where a head rips off, turns upside down, spider legs come out of it, and then some guy goes, "You got to be fucking kidding me."
Yeah.
Which is the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so let's move on to our feature. It's 90.
Are you putting it part 2 in?
No,
he squeezed it in, the cheeky bitch. Yeah. You used my gap though, didn't you?
Right. Yeah. 1988. Here we go.
Yeah.
Wow, 12. I was 12 years old. Well, we were all 12.
I was old enough to know better.
All right, let me give you a bit of information about 1988. In the news, Health Secretary Edwina Curry causes a nationwide decline in egg sales.
Oh, the eggs! I remember that very well.
Britain's egg production is infected with salmonella.
She recommended, when you're doing your fried egg, flip it over, cook the other side.
We weren't allowed to use her name. I used to work for a chicken farm.
Yeah.
And she was not a popular woman.
Understandably.
In Woodside Poultry.
Yeah. John Major quite liked her though, didn't he?
He had his moments.
He did, yeah. Right, popular culture? Not much, apparently.
Not much.
It's
true. It is that when we talk about the 80s, definitely when you get to like 88, it gets a little bit...
Yeah. Well, on TV, Duckula started.
Yeah.
Apart from that.
I love Duckula.
Apart from that was good.
This Morning started as well.
Did it? With Selena Scott back in the day.
That was a big deal.
This Morning? Richard and Judy.
It was Good Morning.
Oh, Good Morning.
And
with Wincy Willis.
Scott and Charlie got married in Neighbours.
Wow.
Music.
What a year.
The thing that dominated music charts was Kylie Minogue.
Yes. And Jason a little bit.
And a couple of people who died, Arthur C. Clarke.
Oh.
And Edmund Hillary.
Oh.
Edmund Hillary.
The Explorer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it not a mountaineer?
Yeah. It was exploring
Yes,
an
of course it was. Yes.
Explore a mountain or just get to the top of it. There's nothing to see. Well, except for the view.
Well,
Did he go to the
explore.
Arctic?
You're exploring on the way, aren't you?
I suppose.
We should explore.
It was
No, you're-
Hillary and Sherpa Tenzing were the first to summit Everest.
Yeah, I bet he had a whole load of Sherpas who were like helping him to get up there.
Imagine Sherpa Tenzing with 10 things.
He'd almost certainly have more than 10 things.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been a good little kind of podcast, wouldn't it? This is Sherpa Tenzing, 10 things.
10 things.
Right, and some films of the year. Rayman, Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
Rayman, was it?
Big Twins, Crocodile Dundee 2, Die Hard, and The Naked Gun. Oh, and Beetlejuice.
Okay, so out of that, it's Die Hard, Beetlejuice, and Roger Rabbit.
So, we could have chosen any of those films. Yeah.
I did propose Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus.
whatevs.
Right,
So
We're sniffing in corners,
let's talk about
girls.
the first film, which is Return of the Living Dead Part 2.
Okay.
Let's have a clip.
I need to
Please.
listen to this clip.
A deadly experiment. A freak accident. A secret that will be carried to the grave as the horror classic is reborn. Return of the Living Dead, Part 2.
Have you not seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, for God's
I
sake.
tried.
So
But
you
however,
didn't try because we told you where to find it. It was on Amazon Prime.
yeah, for $3.99. So I clicked it and it said this device is not supported for downloads.
So
And I was
did
like,
you use
right.
your iPad?
Yeah, but it's not my account. It's Goose's account, and obviously she hasn't signed
Right.
up.
Well,
So what I did,
It's not watching.
there's this thing on YouTube where you've got 200 3-minute clips. I got through about 15, and they weren't in order, and I was desperately trying to
You
get
know
the
what? I
puzzle.
don't think it made any difference. Let me give you some facts. All
I
right.
watched it when I was younger, though.
It was released in 1988. Director was Ken Widerhorn. Screenplay by Ken Widerhorn. No novel, no music. Budget was $6.2 million. I couldn't find anything for the music.
Oh, okay.
And it made $9 million amazingly. No Oscars, surprisingly, no BAFTAs, nothing else. And it had a number of spin-offs and sequels. So we had, obviously, Return of the Living Dead Part 1 in 85, and then you had Part 3 in 93, Necropolis Part 4 in 2005, and then something called Return of the Living Dead Rave to the Grave in 2005, whatever that is. And a documentary about it. Right, it was fucking awful.
Oh, come on. It's not that
So-
bad. It's
I'm
not that
I'm
bad.
not even going to go through the names of the actors because not one of them deserves.
No.
Oh, well, one of them does.
What I
deserves-
was surprised to see, I was surprised to see Ed still in there and Joey in there. Because basically in the first film, Joey turns into a zombie
gonna come on
and
to that.
dies in the church. And Ed gets a massive nuclear... Oh no, he turns into a zombie as well and dies.
Yeah.
And
So-
they all get nuked as well
Yeah,
at the end of the film.
It's very weird that two of the actors for the original film are playing virtually similar characters.
Oh, they're not exactly the
but
same
they're
character.
not the same characters. And they virtually have the same fate. And there's no reference to the first film because of that, and it's just a fucked up idea.
Well, no. So, you say that. What is your favourite Evil Dead film?
Right, let's not get...
Yeah! So it's kind of like they're thinking no one watched the first
it's
one.
It's not. The reason they remade The Evil Dead and made it Evil Dead 2
Yeah.
was because he wanted to do all the things he didn't have the money for The Evil Dead.
Do you see that in this one?
No, not at all. It was appalling.
Yeah, it is a stinker. It's, I remember there was I first watched this back in the day with my movie partner in crime, Simon Hooper.
Yeah. Hooper!
And it was the video library, when you could hire VHS, was selling off a whole load of old stock. And we didn't get there in time to buy the new ones, so Total Recall and things like that.
Yeah.
So I bought this.
Genius. Have you still got it?
No. And it just wound me up. this time.
Yeah.
I should have watched this.
Oh my god.
And I like Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead is brilliant.
But this has none of the charm.
No.
None of the acting.
No.
None of the storyline. The storyline
script is
appalling.
terrible.
The script is
the
terrible.
acting is awful. And the
effects are shit. You know?
No, the effects
some
are
of the
great.
effects are okay, but I think it's so reliant on the audience going, that's an amazing effect, man. We can forgive everything else.
Yeah.
I got about 20 minutes in and Louisa came into the room and said, what are you shouting at? I said, I'm just telling them to fuck off a lot, alright? I just want them to stop shouting. I want them to stop screaming. I
had to watch this, over the course of a week, I think.
Yeah, Suzanne Snyder plays Brenda, who is the girlfriend of Joey, who is the guy who was in the first one but playing a different character.
Yeah.
And she just has the pitch of her voice and the scream. So she does the 80s damsel in distress, constantly screaming.
Damsel in distress.
And it was just... Oh my God, she was in Weird Science. It was just really bad. Really bad. So it starts with Laurie. Do you want to give a synopsis of it?
Oh yeah.
Well, I didn't see the damn thing. Right, let me give it a go. Let me try and remember. So obviously you've got the first film. So there is that link to that first film where you've got these kind of we've invented this gas or whatever that can basically bring the dead to
And can I
living.
just make a point on that before you carry on?
Yeah.
That title sequence with the canisters in
On
the
the
truck
lorry, yeah.
is the most dullest
Yeah.
title sequence I've ever seen. It just kept focusing on that rope that was going a little bit looser.
Yeah.
It was awful. It's awful. Don't do the synopsis because you don't know it.
So one of the canisters falls out, goes into a drain, a little kid comes in, it all splits open, it goes into the water, and the town is infected, and the dead rise.
Actually, yeah, that's spot on.
What's really charming...
You should watch the film more.
What is really charming about the first film is, though,
We're not talking about the first film.
No, I want to find out if it's in this one. I want to ask you
Well,
guys
almost
if it's
definitely not if you use the word charming.
Is in the first one there's this very much sort of rock and roll, sort of rockabilly kind of thing.
Yeah, no.
And it really works for zombies,
Yeah.
that kind of punks and zombies.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
No, there's none of that.
There's no soundtrack.
There's an awful pop montage where they all come out of the grave. And there's even a guy that does the
And
thriller
billowing
thing.
That's
smoke.
towards the end. The
Yeah.
thriller thing is towards the end.
Oh, right,
But
okay.
the bit that you just go, oh no,
Yeah.
is a woman climbs out of the grave and takes a little while to put her glasses on.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Okay.
another one is climbing out and a zombie stands on his hand.
Yeah.
And he goes to do it again and somebody nearly stands on his hand, he pulls it back and goes, ah, and then somebody stands on his head and it's like, oh my God.
I put here, is this the worst film we've reviewed the past 2 years of the show? I think it probably is.
So that's another thing
it's
about the
not
first
good.
one. The comedy is really, really good. And
It's
there's
not
sort
in
of
this at
the
all.
I've got
hysteria
here,
of the first one is really great.
the film lacks any real sense of threat.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's also, so you have all of those really lazy kind of cliches. So the opening sequence where the army lorry is driving and they're moving this super dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
So they do it in the
With a
back
chain.
of an open back lorry
Yeah.
with the driver, the army grunt, wearing his headphones and smoking a spliff. And you just go, it's just so lazy.
No,
And
that's
the
kind of
only-
cool.
But the only reason to do it is so that he didn't notice that
Yeah.
3 barrels
Yeah.
fall off the back. And he
See,
goes,
that's fine. You can forgive it. But if it's boring, was it boring?
Yeah, it was.
It was boring. So that's
Yeah,
the
it was.
problem there.
And there's
isn't it?
just too much screaming. And then you have the doctor. So it starts with an old dude and young Joey from the first film, but now playing a different character, who are grave robbers.
All right.
And people pay this old guy to collect interred heads.
For no one. We
For
didn't
no
really,
apparent reason.
Yeah.
We don't really know. They have to be interred. You can't just get a head. So you couldn't go to a hospital. And
Yeah, you just
steal-
can't- you can't just get a
It's
head.
got to have been. It's got to have been interred for some reason that you never find out why. Joey is
Interred?
being paid 100. That's the word, isn't it?
Okay.
It's just awful.
Joey's being paid $100, which he can't turn down.
Would you?
Obviously, it's $100
Yeah.
to go grave robbing, and then the other fucking thing that annoyed me is you've got Billy. So you've got these kids.
Oh,
They-
awful
essentially-
acting kids.
Essentially, this film is set in the building, the estate, the house development that Poltergeist is set in.
Oh right, okay, that kind of yeah.
Half built. Billy is he's the typical kid who, in a more serious film, would have a really horrible home life.
Right, I see.
He's abusive to his peers, and you kind of extrapolate that out to go, okay, this is bad. He gets one of the little spotty kids to do his homework. Spotty kid goes round after the gas has been released to, oh my God, something bad's happening. And Billy's mum doesn't want him to see Billy, so she says, no, you can't. No, I've got his homework. I've done his homework. And Billy's mum goes, oh, well, yeah, all right, fair enough. As opposed to, what?
Yeah.
So that's in line with bad parenting, but not really. And it's just super shit. And then the dad turns up and he's an accountant, essentially.
it's so
Wyndham is desperate for sense here.
And there's a bit where
accountants wouldn't do that.
it's like
Stop fucking shouting. He's got his notes.
when the young guy turns into a zombie and basically just talks his girlfriend into letting him eat her head.
Yeah.
That sounds quite good.
No, it's not.
It really isn't.
She just sits there. And
he says, but they smell so spicy, Brenda. And she goes, okay, Joey.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's quite good.
It's not.
It's
It's
really
not. It's
Okay.
terrible.
Should we score it?
Hold on.
And I think the
All the zombies are the same. There's a white man with black hair and a black suit. But it's supposed to be different zombies, but they all look. It's awful.
And there are some bits when the zombies have risen.
Yeah.
And it's just really, the bit in From Dusk Till Dawn when George Clooney says we're dealing with zombies, we're dealing with vampires, and I don't want to hear anything about people not believing in vampires because I don't believe in vampires, but we're dealing with fucking vampires. And everybody goes, yes, fine, let's all move on. Let's not have that argument again. Whereas the incredulous, it goes on for far too long.
Yeah.
They end up in a hospital. There's nobody about, so later you find out that the army has evacuated the town, but you see no evidence of that. You see it's just apart from this little poltergeist estate, and
there's no sense to it. It's prefixed with the return of the living dead. You know what you're going to get in for. It's going to be silly, kind of weird, kind of junky. But I think what I can hear from it is the failing of it is that it was boring.
It was boring.
And there's even little bits of quotes. So that for some reason, once everybody knows they're zombies, they're all trying to get around town, and they're still going, oh no, we need some help. Oh, here's a group of 15 jerky moving people like, hey, come over, come on. Oh no, it's zombies again.
Damn it.
And then a little bit later, the sister says to the cable guy, I bet you think I'm a real idiot, don't you? And I've just put, yes, you are a tool.
Yeah. The cable guy was from Twin Peaks, wasn't it? Dino Ashbrook.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. He played like the rebel on the motorbike, not James, the other one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for God's sakes, what's his name?
Yeah, going out having a phone with
he's
Shelley.
awesome.
He was. His acting was okay actually. But he was
so
acting
cool.
through a whole heap of shit.
And again, none of it makes sense because they're in the sister and the brother's house, and he's come to lay the cable. That's something different.
Yeah,
connect them to cable.
Yeah.
And the zombies attack, so he ushers them all out of the house, but he stays behind.
Yeah.
It's
Return of the Living Dead. It's supposed to be. It's ridiculous.
No, it didn't work on that level. Honestly, I used to think Cable was like this mythical, brilliant thing.
Oh, it sounds amazing, doesn't it?
Well, not
so
nowadays,
amazing.
it doesn't.
Oh no, I still like. I can imagine like the switch on it being like a real bite on it.
Right, memorable lines. Get that damn screwdriver out of my head.
Yeah, got that.
And Joey, I'm not into dead guys.
Oh God.
That's the best I could get. Right, you score it. All right, performances.
8.
Shut up. Are you serious? You're not going to be allowed to score if you carry on like this.
Oh, what? Am I allowed to score?
No, actually, you can't. Because you haven't seen it.
Oh, right. So
we'll
So
just
a bit of window to score it. Right.
Average 2. Okay.
2.
2.
Effects. 3.
I was generous. 6.
There. Plot. 1.
3.
Rewatch factor. 0.
0.
Oh,
Direction,
No, give me-
1.
3.
Cinematography, 1.
3.
Sound and music, 1.
3.
Originality, 1.
oi!
1.
Enjoyability, 1.
Oh, for God's sakes! You did this with the void. You
Hold on a
completely.
minute.
Had you watched it, you'd have been able to boost the numbers. But you didn't.
Life changing, past or present, 0.
0.
So I gave it 11.
I gave it 24.
Right?
So that's not good. That's an average of, 18.
What?
17?
17. Alright, so let's have a
Don't
look.
look at me.
17 and a half, I think it is.
Yeah, 17.5. Okay,
Oh,
so.
I'm gonna have to get it. Did you guys just rent it?
Right,
Yeah.
so 17.5 puts it at the bottom of our leaderboard, I think.
Oh no, it's not. It's 20. Hold on.
What is it?
Hold on.
Divided by 2.
Yeah.
35 divided by 2.
17 and a half. That's what I said.
Right, 17 and a half. It puts it right below Battle Beyond the Stars.
Battle Beyond the Stars is great.
No, it's not.
Wow, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
17 point. That's got to be at the.
that's
Very
low.
bottom.
Yeah, it's like
There's nothing worse than that, is it?
15 points lower. than the
It
left.
was just. It was a.
It was awful.
It was a turgid waste of time.
Yeah, I really felt that as well.
What is that guy's name from Twin Peaks? Joey? It's not Joey. Not Andy.
Bobby.
Damn it,
Bobby. There you go.
Well done, son. Thank you.
Welcome. Right, so shall we move on? a bit?
Yeah. So the next one that we chose was John Carpenter's They Live from 1988. James, should we play a clip?
There you go.
What's your problem? I said, what's your problem?
How are you today, sir?
Okay, how's it going?
Fine, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Alright, so let me give you some facts about They Live. Released again in 1988, director John Carpenter, written by John Carpenter. They Live, the music is a soundtrack by John Carpenter
Yeah.
and Alan Howarth. Box office, well, the budget was $3 million and it made $13 million.
Well
13?
done.
Yes.
Yeah.
And notable actors, Roddy Piper as Nada, Keith David as Frank Armitage, Meg Foster as Holly Thompson, and some others. Right, so, anyone, first memories? I think I saw this with you about 5 years ago.
You could have done.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
It's kind of like when the HMV was HMV, and you go and get your DVDs, and I was all in my Carpenter stuff. And actually, first memory was probably film 1988 with Barry Norman. Plant, fling, standing, plank, lance, smack, awesome. And it showed the scene where he's walking down the street and he puts his sunglasses on. And that is such an awesome scene for me. I loved it. I was interested in it. And then it got to the 90s, I got to see it. And my first impressions of it was like, oh, I thought it was going to be better than that. But
With them.
So again, this is right in the Simon Hooper finding films there, and I only remembered about half of this film. So whether I only saw half of it all those years ago, I don't know. But so I would have been
masturbating.
No, we were mates, but not.
Oh right, okay,
close,
right.
But I would have been mid-teens, I suppose. 15, 16, something like that.
Yeah, you were.
What, masturbating?
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry.
But yeah, I agree with you. I thought it would be better than it is.
No, that's not an agreement.
I thought, I quite liked it really. I thought it was like the Great Depression of the 30s.
This is your first impression, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming back to it, watching it again, I thought I wasn't really enamoured to begin with, but it kind of pulled me in. Certainly, when the sunglasses started being used, I thought that was brilliant.
Do you want to do a synopsis?
Yeah, go
Okay. I'm doing it, am I?
Yeah.
Okay. So the world, everyone's pretty, well, the common man is pretty much oppressed. So is kind of the middle class are getting even more oppressed. Everyone's sort of pacified, you can see by, they're going to work, they're doing their job, whatever work is available. They're staring at the TV, which you can see quite clearly that it's just like mind-numbing kind of stuff. But then you get this sort of interference that comes on the TV, where it's kind of this pirate signal that's breaking through, saying we're being oppressed by these mummers, and everyone suddenly gets this headache. It's like, shit, God, what's going on? What is this crap? And then you got like a black preacher saying that just out of our sight, the oppressors are there crushing us, using us as their slaves or whatever it was. And then the film sort of unfolds where basically this dude figures out that these guys that are doing the pirate stuff, they know that there's effectively aliens, I suppose, on Earth that are in power, that are completely suppressing us and using us and controlling us. And that's a much, much bigger metaphor, isn't it, really, for what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was okay.
It starts... Do you know my first thought when I watched it again?
Yeah.
I had two in very quick succession. One, the start's a little bit Rambo-esque.
Yeah, he's walking into town. Absolutely, that's First Blood right there.
And secondly, I thought sleeping bag technology is advanced, isn't it?
Why? Come on.
Because he's just got that massive roll of sleeping bag on the top of his bag that's like a loft insulation.
Yeah.
And now you get them in like
you
1 litre bag.
There you go.
The size of a cat now.
Yeah, small cat.
A small cat even. Yeah, you're right. So the opening sequence, so you've got John Carpenter's soundtrack that comes in.
Yeah.
And that's very, it's what's really great about him and his music. It really sort of identifies into the film itself. And this one is that sort of a moseying keyboard. You've got a harmonica, sort of soundtrack, and it reminds me of, you remember an animation? I think it was on Network 7. They called it on Channel 4. An animation called Dick Spanner.
Right.
Do you remember Dick Spanner?
No.
Boom dang, boom dong. If any of you listeners remember Dick Spanner, please write in. It's a work of art. It was made by the guy that did the Thunderbirds. Who's that?
Jeff Anderson.
Jeff Anderson.
Jerry Anderson.
Jerry Anderson did
Jerry's brother.
Dick Spanner. It's basically like Blade Runner. He's like a detective, and it's funny and hilarious and animation. Yeah, it's a little serious, but you can't get it. Weirdly, you can't get it on DVD or anything.
Was he a private eye?
He was a private eye.
Him?
Yeah, that is exactly him with his metal chin. Dick Spanner.
Don't remember
so
that
basically the theme tune or the line that goes through this, which is kind of Roddy's character, I suppose, is that sort of moseying wanderer walking into town, trying to look for work. Because he's trying to do the right thing. He works hard, keep his head down, keep out of trouble.
So he says that. Basically.
Yeah.
So he's coming from Denver, Colorado, looking for work
because all work's dried up.
All the work's dried up, and he comes in and he meets up with. He goes to a recruitment consultant.
Yes.
Is that how you do your recruitment consultant?
It's exactly how I do it. I chew gum and tell people to fuck off.
There's no work for it. So the interview is essentially, where have you come from? Where was your last work? Denver, Colorado. Yeah, we don't have anything for you. No, sorry. So he goes off, gets a job in a construction site, meets Frank, which is played by Keith David, who worked with Carpenter in The Thing.
Yes, he did.
For me, he's the shining light of the acting in this. This goes to my earlier comment about why employ bad actors. Roddy Piper is not a good actor. He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
And he got the part apparently because Carpenter had watched him in WrestleMania 3.
Yeah.
And he does all of those... he does all the shouting at the camera and belittling people.
He really comes into his own. We're going to get onto that bit in a minute.
But I've got here, Keith David is excellent.
Yeah. But
Keith David is excellent.
Roddy Piper, as Nada, does say, I believe in the American dream. I believe a hard day's work for a fair day's pay. I believe that if you stick to the rules, you can make it in America. But he very quickly becomes a trespasser a snoop and a thief. Just saying.
Just saying. Well, he's just interested because he's obviously quite a little bright spark, and this transmission that keeps bleeding in to this sort of whatever it's called, this tranquilizer of TV, this pirate broadcast that keeps bleeding through on where they're sort of like living in huts and tents and slums. Yeah, he just sees over by the church where he can always hear singing. It's like, actually, stuff's going on over there. What's all that about? And he starts looking. He nicks a guy's binoculars. Oh, no, he borrows them.
I like the fact that it's literally the other side of the street.
Yeah, it's just there. It's just over there. But he starts scoping them out. And he thinks, what's going on here? So he goes in, and then these are the kind of like the pirates, the rebels, as it were, that have figured out. Effectively, we've got these alien dudes there, and they've made these sunglasses. And that takes us to this point where...
Yeah, so the aliens are broadcasting a signal which stops us seeing the subliminal
I
messaging.
thought it was like a perfect precursor to the Matrix. I wonder if they...
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So he's walking down the street and he's like, found these sunglasses. He's like, what the hell? Why are they so interested about sunglasses? The police came last night, raided, killed everyone, burnt the place down. Sunglasses? What the shit?
Yeah.
Then he puts them on, and then you get this amazing moment, and I think this is great cinema. It reminds me of like Fritz Lang, Metropolis. It's a little bit avant-garde. Everything goes black and white, and then you just see all the signs, like like a picture of a big billboard poster of a beautiful woman or whatever laying on a beach. And when he puts the glasses on, it's literally just black and white, massive Helvetica in bold text saying
conform.
Reproduce, make babies, reproduce. Yeah. Or like looking at
obey,
and all that stuff, and that I found really cinematic and really quite cool.
It was really cool because it in no way tried to make you think that it was very clearly a painting as opposed to to him just putting glasses on and then painting over the celluloid of the street.
Yeah.
But that kind of almost added to it. I really like that bit.
Yeah, it's cool. But then he looks at actually like the normal people walking around. It's like, wait a minute, a couple of these dudes are like freaking weird aliens.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And then he makes the perfect, wonderful decision of saying to this girl, this one alien, you look like goddamn pizza pepperoni face or whatever. And he said it completely blatantly to her, and then she. Wait a minute, Roddy. They've all got wristwatches. Yeah, they can talk to each other, and it's like, I've got one that can see.
That's not very subtle, that bit, though, is it?
What do you mean?
Well, so the premise is that there's an alien race has come to Earth to consume our natural resources and all that kind of stuff, suppress the humans to essentially be cattle and all that kind of stuff. And the only way they can do that is by not being discovered. And then... instead of something subtle, you've then got one kind of go, I've got one that can see! In the middle of a grocery store where... Yeah. To be fair, actually, they were all aliens in that, apart from Roddy and the woman and the...
There were quite a few aliens in there, weren't there? Yeah.
The girlfriend, the one, he goes and meets her in the house and then she tries to double him in because she doesn't believe herself. She had really, really blue eyes.
Piercing eyes,
point of distraction.
I'm not sure she's the girlfriend. He did kidnap her.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Meg Foster.
Yeah.
Who plays Holly.
And it turns out at the end, she's proper not girlfriend material.
Her eyes put me in mind of the woman in Hellraiser. I was the whole time thinking, it's not her.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. Hers slightly more dramatic. She's like a lion. She's in a really cool film, Angel Heart, Alan Parker film. She's amazing in that. And I forget the actress's name. What's her name again? Meg Foster. Yeah, she's really striking, but she's a proper little shitbag.
Did you notice that the aliens had also stolen the PKU monitor?
Yes, PKU meter from that was a
I did notice that. That was all over the place. It's actually the PKE.
Yeah,
is it
Egon's
meter,
PK? Yeah. But so Roddy obviously puts his glasses on. He sees all this shit and, he sees these billboards and stuff like that. Do you remember these really cheap crisps that we had in the 80s where they couldn't afford any sort of colour? No, there was no colour. It was literally a white packet of crisps and it said cheese and onion or salt.
Yeah,
that was it. So that were these, like, it cut through the bullshit. And that's what you kind of see with these sides. Anyway, so he's done that, and he goes back to try and convince Frank. And you get this amazing, and, you know, I agree with you, Roddy Piper in this film, it almost feels like Carpenter might have said to Kurt Russell, could you do this film? It was Kurt
he
might
wrote
have said...
it for Kurt, but then had a wobble because he'd already done his last 3 with Kurt.
Right.
And then
Took on Roddy.
Give it the big I am at WrestleMania 3.
So this is the point, this is the bit where Roddy really comes into his own. So he's trying to convince Frank, you need to put these sunglasses on because there's some serious shit going on. Yeah. And I knew it all along. This is ridiculous. Why didn't I figure out something stupid like this is going on? And you basically get this fight scene that goes on, I don't know.
5.5 minutes.
Oh, I was going to mention
5.5.
Brilliant fight scene. I think it's one of the best fights
so
you've ever seen.
Fucking brilliant. I love it. So that's where Roddy really comes
Does make you think, why did he just put the sunglasses on though?
But I didn't want him to in the end. When I first watched it, it actually annoyed me, that scene. I didn't quite like it. I didn't quite get it. Now when I watch it, I just smile the whole way through it. I loved it.
Apparently, it was only supposed to be about 25 seconds.
Right. But I reckon maybe Roddy went, no, we could do this, we could do that.
Yeah. And apparently, the only time they pulled their punches was to the head.
Oh, wow.
So if you look at them, they're they're a lot chunkier than they would otherwise be. So they were wearing padding. Right. And they were properly going for it, apparently.
Oh, it's such brilliant. A cool scene.
Very relevant today, this film.
Well, see, that's it. It's the metaphor of us being pacified. And I think about, again, our generation, later on in the 90s, but there was the National Lottery. Yeah. I can't do the theme tune, whatever it is. But effectively, that's a shot in the arm just to say, okay, there's your little hope. There's your little hope, darling. Before that, you ever had the National Lottery, there's no living way in hell you're going to be able to buy a house. You're going to have
pools was the other one.
Oh right, okay. Right.
Yeah. But that was all football linked as opposed to just any old.
But now we've been given this dream, this hope, and it's just all this oppression. You know, we're just getting duller and bleh and whatevers. And it is relevant. It is relevant, and I like the way they do it.
So this was essentially Carpenter, his way of objecting to the Reaganomics era. Right. Which was consumerism, the tiny proportion of society get richer, everybody else gets poorer. Yeah. Consumerism, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So, memorable lines?
But, to say, there was a whole load of... Carpenter had asked Roddy Piper to make that link during the promo stuff. So whenever he was being interviewed, Carpenter would say, look, this is what the film is about. Mm-hmm. This is a complaint of Reagan-era economic policy and all that kind of stuff. And Roddy Piper refused to because he disagreed with the message.
Oh, right.
So I like the film, but I fundamentally disagree with the politics. So I'm not going to say that.
Right. Memorable lines. Obviously, I've got one that can see.
Yeah. Really cool.
There's a proper wrestling line when he says, I came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
All out of bubblegum. See, that's the bit of this film as well where
really
you start
clunky into that bit.
Really, really clunky. And
it's evidently, apparently again, this was in Roddy Piper's little book of wrestling quips.
Oh, right.
That you do for the intro to fights and all that kind of stuff. And he had it all pre-written. Oh, and he actually, when he got the part, he was like, well, I've got some of these. What do you reckon to these? And there's another one where where the drone turns up. Yeah. And he's again, he looks up and he says, who are you, little fella? Come to show them where I am? Not nice. And it's just and then he goes on to say, Mama don't like tattletales.
Yeah, Mama don't like tattletales.
It's a bit.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
Yeah.
Do you think we should make Jim Carpenter do you think we should make Carpenter an honorary Lighthouse keeper?
I think so.
There's another couple we were talking about as well. But yeah, we probably should.
Yeah.
Definitely, but we need to put our girl... Oh, God.
No, we can't have more than one today.
Oh, okay.
Well, we did talk about her ages ago.
Who?
The mum.
E.T.'s mum, Critter's mum, Cujo woman. She's the same woman. She's in like so many of our films.
All right, well maybe we can choose.
She's in Alligator
for our
2.
Special.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. And I can't remember her name.
Dean
Wallace.
Oh yeah, she is good.
Let's put her in there first. Let's put Carpenter on ice.
Okay.
All right.
Agreed.
All right, like the thing.
Dean Wallace.
It's
The third
yeah,
honorary
it's about
lineup.
woman
Thank
anyway.
goodness.
Yeah.
Connor mentioned this months ago.
Yeah.
We'll be glad we finally.
There are elements of this film though where you feel you're following Waddy's character, and he's walked into the bank. He says that awfully clunky line, and it doesn't work. Kurt Russell, he would have been able to get away with that line. He would have had the charm and that kind of
and the acting skills.
Exactly, yeah. Whereas Waddy, unfortunately, you haven't got that. However, I love him, and I really like this film, and it's definitely an underrated Carpenter film. But there's that whole the scenes like where he's shooting people in the bank, albeit he's shooting the aliens, but it's like. It's a bit hardcore, and then he goes into the TV studio and he just starts like the guys are just making a TV show, albeit he's shooting aliens.
Yeah, so, and
are the glasses real?
And that was one of the things. Are the glasses real? Because he ends up
what he's seeing through the glasses, actually
Yeah.
the thing is that another frequency.
Could be. Yeah, they don't bother.
Roddy,
he doesn't
don't
ask that question, does he?
He doesn't.
He's
just
trigger happy.
He's trigger happy.
Right.
But there's also the bit where you start there and they're in this slum for the homeless.
Yeah.
Right. And the premise is that the aliens will allow a certain number of people in society
mutual beneficial
to elevate, to get the money to help them keep the secret.
Yeah.
You've then got this group who have invented these glasses who are trying to wake everybody from their sleep.
Yes.
And they have a meeting. They have a meeting that gets infiltrated and they all get killed apart from Roddy and Frank, who during the fight get one of the aliens' watches, which if you press it in the right way, they disappear.
Yeah. It goes wrong. They open up a hole.
Opens up a hole into the sewers, but where the alien base is.
Yeah.
They infiltrate the base and go to a gala dinner in a hangar somewhere.
Have you watched this?
And as they walk in, one of the homeless guys from the slum is there.
Yeah.
Why?
He's been promoted.
What does he bring them? he can't help them in any way. He's come from nothing. You could understand if it was someone who owned a business, big business. You go, we'll let them in on the secret because they can help us placate all of these people.
Yeah.
Slum boy has nothing. He can affect.
Maybe he won the lottery.
Yeah. Maybe he won the lottery.
All right, let's score it.
That's brilliant. It's a brilliant ending.
All right, with the performances.
Then we move to my scores page 4.
Laurie?
7.
7 for me. Effects, Laurie?
I think the aliens look really great. And the whole Metropolis stuff. 7.
8.
5.
Plot? 7.
7.
5.
Rewatch factor, win.
3.
6.
3. Direction, Laurie?
I think it moves along. 7.
6.
6.
Cinematography, 7.
5.
7.
Sound of music, win.
7.
Mosing, Dick Spanner, love it. 7.
8. Originality, Laurie?
A nice, juicy 7.
8.
6.
Enjoyability, 7.
5.
8.
And life-changing past and present, 6.
0.
I will have to... 6.
5. All right, let's top up the scores. I've got 67.
Yeah, I've got 46.
Wait. Oh, yes. I can hear the music. I can hear it.
This is taking longer than usual.
I know. I've told you. I've lost my mind. 69.
Right.
Hey.
Oh.
Giving us a grand total of 182 and a 60.6.
60.6 Lighthouse appreciation rating. Right. So 60.6 puts it in equal alongside Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, right. Okay.
So just above Razorback.
Right.
And just below Tales from the Crypt.
I am happy with that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, pretty good. All right, so next one is our Halloween special, as begged by Laurie.
Yes!
You've got lots of things planned for it. You're hosting.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes, you're a host.
Yeah, can I put my fangs in?
Yeah, so you've got to do all the prep.
Okay.
I'm not going to bring my script.
Yeah. You're going to have crudités. There's going to be...
Remember, it's radio.
Oh, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there'll be dips.
Yeah, we can have dips. The plan is that we're all going to bring a film to the table.
Okay.
So we just get to choose our Halloween treat.
So we're going to choose the films that we're going to bring to Halloween, one of the most sacred nights, I believe, of this current era.
Sacred.
Sacred, it's the opposite sacred. What's your film, Laurie?
Oh, God.
Can you guys go first? Yeah, he's laying it on us. Yeah, isn't it? Exciting. I've chumped
I've had
up.
like 2 hours to think of it. It was longer than that.
I've had like 2 hours to think of it. There's a lot of great films.
So come on.
I've got one that's really popcorny, and then
Yeah.
I've got one that's slightly oofy.
All right.
What should I go for?
I don't know. Let's hear both of them. I'll tell you.
I say The Fog. However, that's John Carpenter again, but it's such a little Halloween popcorn treat. Great ghost story.
Yeah.
Or The Exorcist 3, directed by William Blatty himself.
Both of good choices.
Yeah. Thanks, darling.
Well, you have to think about that.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it?
I'm going to go classic. I've got 2 choices as well. I want to do either Halloween or A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right, great. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
Okay.
Just pick any two out your ass.
Well, you only need to pick one, really.
Okay, all right. In that case, I'm going to pick the...
Best night of the year. Best night of the year. What film are you going to sit down? Oh, there's another one.
Oh, he's got 2.
Another one.
Go on,
I'm going to go The Shining,
Yes.
because we haven't done that yet,
Yeah.
and The Reanimator.
Oh, another excellent film.
Oh my god. Well, how are we going to work this one out?
Okay.
Should we do a quick seance? Do they work now?
No.
Oh.
I don't know how to work it out because it's the numbers. All right. Well, you just choose one. I'm going to do that on Elm Street.
What are you going to do?
I am going to... Because I think there's time to do The
Shining on
again,
its own,
so we'll do The Reanimator.
Yeah, good choice.
Okay, and size of that then. So these are all quite meaty, so I'm going to have to keep it simple. I'm going to go The Fog. Great Halloween ghost story.
Well, they are 3 very good treats. One for the 70s.
And they
two for
are
the
treats,
80s.
yeah.
Or are they all for the 80s? Is it Fog 70s? I think it is.
No, I think it's 80s. I think we're just in the 80s, yeah.
Right, well, there we go. So that's it. We'll
Yay!
see you at Halloween, hopefully. Probably about
Excellent.
2 weeks after it.
Yeah.
No. We're going to do it.
All right, great. All right.
Nice one.
See you later.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.
Lighthouse.